Hello and welcome to the Talk Football Podcast. I'm your host, Adam James, and today I'm joined by co-host Hodgie. Hello, Hodgie.
Hello.
And this is Season 5, Episode 7, a Derby County Catchup with me and maybe a little rant as well. Right, so let's kick into it. Not been great for Derby at the minute.
No,
not been great. No, made a couple of signings. Well, one signing. He says it should be really two. But Louis Barry at the minute, been linked with us. Him from Villa, young lad, was playing at Stockport last season. But now Celtic have got involved. So I don't think that's going to happen.
It's not been the best run of results, has it really?
No, and the results are terrible. We're sat 19th in the league at the moment. 1 point off relegation battle.
I mean, I know you had a bit of a ding dong with someone on your Facebook about whether it's worn in or out and etc.
Yeah, this is the debate now. Me personally, I think it's time to go, but we can't afford to pay him off. We can't afford to do anything at the moment. So it's basically hit and miss. Whether do they get rid of him? Do they pay him the money? I don't know. I don't know what Klaus can do because I know there's just not enough investment in the club at the minute. Like Klaus wants investment, but there isn't any. And if we haven't got that money coming in, we can't afford to pay compensation to a manager.
No, and he's not. He's not flush. I mean, he's not exactly poor, and he has invested quite a lot in the club already.
Yeah,
but I think there has to be a bit of a tempering of the expectations. I mean, you have to bear in mind where the club's come from in the last couple of years.
Mm.
So I think there is. I mean, you want to be competitive in the league. You want to be comfortable in mid-table, maybe having a little sniff around the playoffs and all that. But bearing in mind that 18 months, 2 years ago, there may not have been a club.
That's what I mean. 2 years ago, we could have not had a club. We could have been literally out of the Football League completely and not even be existing now. So
this is it.
Don't get me wrong, Warren has done an amazing job getting us up from League One and where he is, but I'm sorry, his track record, he's not a Championship manager. He's a League One manager.
When he took over, I mean, the results initially wasn't great anyway, and I know there was some early calls for him to go even back then, but then obviously he went on a run and got the promotion. Yeah. It's a difficult one because it's who you would get. One, obviously, if like you say, if it was a manager, there are two levels to the compensation because obviously, if you sack him, then you've got to pay up his contract or come to an agreement. Two, if it's a manager who's already with the club, then you've got to then pay that club or agree a compensation package with that club.
Exactly.
So it's
so you've got to pay two lots.
Time, as well as trying to recruit players in that can help steer you away from relegation. So it's tricky. That's for sure.
It's a hard one because, can we afford to pay them? But then, who do we get in? You've got Cooper at the minute. You've got the likes of... do you know what I'd like to see back? I know it sounds silly, and people are probably going to disagree with this. With Rooney's track record, I'm going there. But with Rooney's track record, is not great, is it? But
I mean,
what he did for that club when we was going through administration, mate, I can't fault the bloke for that at all.
No, I get that, and he stuck with it and saw you through a real tricky period. But the results weren't great.
No, the results weren't great, but he was paying their players out of his own pocket.
I know that you had obviously a transfer embargo at the time, so you couldn't bring people in other than free. Yeah. I think it was free transfers anyway at the time. So a difficult situation.
But what's bugged me yesterday after I went the match, freezing cold, may I add, it was absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, what was at the game yesterday.
Yeah, there will be obviously. If you are listening to this, there will be my vlog be going up in the next couple of days. I have got to edit it all and put it all together, so you just have to bear with me on that one because I've had another podcast to do today. So
I'm keeping it busy.
Which is up now. Yeah, definitely busy. But yeah, yesterday's game was how can I put it without swearing?
You're allowed to swear. We just mark it not for kids.
Yeah. It is marked for kids anyway, but fucking horrendous. We're all we're doing is going down the wing all the time. We've got nothing in the midfield. We're not going through the middle. We're not mixing it up.
Yeah,
it's just
I mean,
playing
this
the
is the
same boring football every
last
single
year
week.
You had the likes of Hurahan who could control the midfield, and so that I feel you lack a bit of control in the midfield.
We've got Ever Adams. We've got Ever Adams, but I just don't feel he's more of a box to box. So he likes coming back. He likes going up. So he's not always there. It's like Osborne. Yeah, he likes drifting wide. He likes going onto the left.
I mean, it doesn't make good reading. You've only won 2 of the past 13 league games.
Yeah, and we've only won 1 away.
9 points from 39 available. I mean, to quote Warren, and he acknowledges the frustration of fans as they booed him and his side at full time on Saturday. Yeah. But he said he's really confident that things can be turned around. He said they spoke in the dressing room about us all keeping close together, first and foremost, and being honest. He says, I don't think we are sleepwalking into relegation. We're well aware how the other results go, and 1 win in 6 obviously isn't good enough. So I mean, at least he's being honest. I mean, he's not trying to patch it up and say, oh, we need more players, or we got injuries. He's saying, listen, we're aware it's not good enough.
It's not playing great, yeah.
We're gonna work on it.
What made me laugh in his interview at the end of the game yesterday, it just made me laugh. He said Zetterstrom didn't have that many saves to make. He did. If it wasn't for him, we would have had 3 or 4 goals.
It might have been
against us. We'd have been destroyed. And I was sat behind the goal second half where Zetterstrom was, and the saves he made was ridiculous. So I don't know what Warren's on about. He's just clueless, and he's got no emotion on that touchline at all. This is me having a rant now, by the way, guys. But yeah, it
didn't take long. It didn't take long.
No, he's sat on. He's got Richie Barker barking orders out to, mind the pun there, but barking orders out to his to the players. He's on the touchline. One sat on his backside on the bench, and then when we go 1-0 down, then he gets up. And I'm thinking,
where's that?
You've just got no passion. You've got no you see these managers nowadays, they're shouting instructions to players. Barker's doing that, and he's the assistant manager.
Well, I mean,
the manager's just not doing anything.
Yeah, to finish off,
it's like there's no backing. He doesn't back his own players. It's like he's got no interest now. He's not bothered, and that's what annoys me. If you see his interviews, he looks miserable as sin. Oh, I'm sorry, my poor performance. I'm very sorry. It's not good enough, mate.
On with that, but yeah, I mean, you got Sunderland at home on Tuesday. That's tough.
Oh, mate, we ain't winning that one, mate. I'll tell you that now.
25th to finish out the month. So, looking at the table, mate, not to put too much of a doom and gloom on it, but obviously Cardiff are on the same amount of points and sat below you, so they could leapfrog you.
And they battered Swansea yesterday, 3-0.
And of course, Sunderland are flying high in the playoff position, so it's tough. 2 tough games to finish out the first month of the year. Well,
this is what annoys me, right? We play decent again. We hit the bar twice yesterday. Yeah. We played decent against better opposition. But then the ones that are below us or near us, we play horrendous. Don't get it. It could have been worse yesterday. 2-0, I think, was quite flattering, to be honest. But
yeah. I mean, it's a strange one because it wasn't that long ago. It was only like 4 games ago that you're beating West Brom. So
yeah, we went to a little bit of a good run, but it's just gone downhill from there. We were sitting mid-table. We're actually, and I was quite happy with this, was actually above Stoke, and now we're below.
Going out to Orient in the cup, especially in the fashion you did as well. Pens, wasn't it? So.
Yeah, and what annoys me is with that, because if we'd have won that, the amount of money that would be coming into the club would have helped. Maybe to sack you one.
Yeah. I think the dog agrees.
Yeah, dog agrees.
She's shaking her bits behind you. You tell him, Lex.
Well, yeah, it's
not the first time. It's not the first time Lexi the dog has made an appearance on the podcast before.
It's like he keeps saying he wants 4. There's 4 players he's looking at. Doesn't mention who he is. One of them was obviously Lars Jørgen Salverson, which they've just signed from Viking FC.
No, I mean, I don't know.
Looks a very good player.
About him. I don't know where he plays, what he is, defender, midfielder, or whatever. I don't know.
Striker.
He's a striker.
Which is what we need.
We
are
goals.
lacking.
If you're going to pull yourself out of this a little bit, you need goals. But like he's got a bit of. He's got a bit of a Haaland.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a Haaland look to it.
Okay,
like his build.
A poor man's.
A wish Haaland. Yeah,
a Haaland from Timu. Timu Haaland.
Team Haaland. But yeah, so and then like I say, we were after that Louis Barry from Villa, and that's just gone.
Yeah, I mean, he's
not heard anything from that since. I've not heard of the other two players that he's after, so I don't know who he's after. He says he wants a winger, a midfielder, and a striker, which he's got the striker. Yeah. So I don't know who he's going to get. He was looking at a guy from Ilkeston Town, one of the strikers from there.
Was he playing when we went up?
He was playing when you went. I can't remember his name now for the life of me. But he was.
Check that out.
Yeah, he was. He's a very good striker. Let's just say that he's the one that's banged the most goals in for Ilkeston. Which, if you haven't seen the vlog, guys, don't forget, go and have a look on YouTube and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it because the editing takes a long time. It's not easy.
Yes, I have him up to all hours of the morning doing these edits.
Yeah, the last one that Hodgie went to, which was the Ballon one, I was up till 6 a.m.
But no, that one.
Not the Ballon. No, not the Ballon. It was the
Rains
other one, was it? Rains Park Vale. That's the one. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking to keep you busy because I'm looking to go to and potentially go to another game on Tuesday night. So I don't know where yet. I don't know where. There's a few candidates locally. I don't want to travel out too far because obviously I'm working. But yeah, there's a few candidates. I'm keeping busy.
Yeah, and there will be another one. I am going to Mickleover on the 28th. I'm tempted to go and have a look at them, see how they play. But they're struggling. Local team struggling as well. They're in the relegation battle as well. But yeah. So where we're sitting at the minute, I don't know what to say. I really don't. I predicted mid-table at the beginning of the season, and the way it's going at the minute,
if they don't, mid-table, to be fair.
Yeah, that's what I said at the beginning of the season. I'd take mid-table, but at the minute, I think we're doomed. We're League One.
I mean,
it might not be a good thing because I understand. Like Warnes, he's trying to build the squad. He's had to do what he was left with, wasn't he, when he took us on from League One? He's had to come back up with that team with hardly anything to spend, really. But I don't know who else he can bring in.
This is the thing, right? With the Championship, for me, it's one of the most difficult divisions in Europe. You know, a 46-game season, and if you just take a minute just to look at the table and look at the names, look at the clubs and how many of them in recent times have been in the Premier League. To be fair,
true,
even half the clubs in League One have been in the Premier League within the last.
Just look at Birmingham. Look at Birmingham for one.
So it's a very competitive division, I know it's disappointing to lose games. It is, and it's even more disappointing if the football isn't great as well. Because
that's the problem.
If you're getting beat but you're having a go, you can kind of stomach it a little bit.
That's the problem. It's the football. The football is boring. It's the same stuff. Relying on Mendes, Lang, and Kane Wilson all the time, and your wingers. It's not on. Start mixing it up because teams are going to watch highlights of Derby and think, oh, all they're going to do is go down the wing all the time. We'll just cut them out.
Yeah,
they can't play for the middle. And when we try, we lose it, or we take it right to the back again. So the defenders mess it up, miss passes. It's like yesterday I was at the match and there was a bloke behind me. He actually called Aaron Cashin a faggot. And actually Cashin turned around and told a fan to shut up. Which I agree with what the guy said because I'm sorry, you've been out injured, you've come back. You should be buzzing. You should be wanting to be on that pitch. He's lucky he didn't care.
Probably not the best choice of words.
Well, yeah, he wanted to chase faggot. But even there was other people barking stuff at the players saying, come on, get your heads into gear. And then you've got Osborne at 2-0 down. Come on, lads, let's have it. I'm like, a bit late now. You're 2-0 down. Should have been doing that from the beginning. And Zetterstrom's coming out for the ball, never even shouts. There's no communication there by the looks of it. And I can see that just by watching that yesterday.
I mean, do you think the dressing room's gone? Do you think the dressing room?
I think the heads are gone, mate. I think the heads have got dropped.
We've seen this. I mean, my club, Chelsea, the players throughout the Abramovich era, when they'd had enough of a manager, quite clearly you can see that they have enough and down tools and get managers sacked.
Yeah.
AVB, so I think Scolari, but do you think
the results are the results that they're having at the minute is having an effect on the players and where they're sitting in the league.
So I'm just having a look on Derby County, derbycounty.news, which is a fan-led website and forum, and I'll bring up what they're saying.
That player from Ilkeston was Tom Curzons, by the way, for anyone that wants to know. He's one of the leading top scorers for them. No, it's non-league like, but I would take him, to be honest. He scores goals. I'd take him just to give him a go. But I don't know what to say, guys. I really don't. To be a Derby fan at the moment is it's upsetting because I want them to do well.
I mean, the thing is that if you're only going to spend $5 million on transfers total, that obviously not including, you could end up in a bit of stick. Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, and the thing is, it's easier to change one man than it is to change 22. So
and that's the problem.
It always ends up on a manager's plate. It always end up the ones getting sacked.
If we go down, right, we lose players like Ebu Adams and stuff like that. And the players they're the players we need.
Yeah,
there'll be a lot of players that'll go, and it'll go back to youth again. And it's like Dejan Brown just scores a couple of goals, thinking he keeps playing him. I think you don't doing anything, mate. You're a striker. You're not even doing anything. You're not holding up the play. You keep falling over all the time. I'm getting R8 now because I could rant all night. I could go on and on and on, but
let's hope this new Norwegian fella can start banging in a few goals for you.
I don't know why he didn't start this today because he was on about he might have started, but I don't. Something to do with his import paperwork or something. It wasn't quite there.
Yeah, maybe his international registration wasn't cleared yet.
Yeah, it's probably that then. Because I think he's registered to the league, but he's got to wait for that to come over, unless it's his work permit or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it could be something like that. I mean, the thing is, it's not a lot of money, 800k. I mean, 800k don't normally buy you a great deal of striker in today's market, does it?
Well, they reckon it's between 800 to 1.4 mil.
Yeah, I mean, it probably ends up 1.4 mil with add-ons. Yeah. Tawanda Shirawar.
Yeah, he's gone back. He's gone back to war. He was shockingly shit. Sorry for swearing again, but he was horrendous. I've never seen a player just stand there and watch a game. He may as well have been sat in the stand.
And you're being linked with horrendous. Harvey Gibbs from Reading.
Yeah.
I'm not. Don't really know that much about him.
There's quite a few people they're on about
Manchester trying to get Joe Ward.
Yeah, he came on. He did all right yesterday. Bloody Callum Elder was horrendous. Yeah. There's a few players that if it was me, I'd get rid of because they're just not cut out for that league.
Well, maybe it's time to turn the attention to the academy and maybe try and give one or two youngsters a go.
We've got a guy in there.
At least have a bit of energy.
I don't know if he's still there, but he was a youth player. It's called Carlos Richards. I don't know if he's still there now. He was an amazing player. I think it's Gibraltar, and he was amazing. When I watched him at the under 21s or whatever it was, he was amazing. Great little player. Wasn't afraid of taking on. That's the problem. Another problem with Derby, they won't take on players. Like Blackett Taylor come on, he made an impact when he come on. He was running at defenders. You're cutting in on you're cutting in you're cutting in for the edge of the 6-yard box, the edge of the 12-yard box, or whatever yard box is. I'm just getting peed off with Derby at the minute, so I'm getting my words mixed up. Yeah, they're cutting in from the byline onto the inside, and he was taking on players. They weren't doing that first half or beginning of the second half. Brought him on. He actually brought something to the game. Won a lot of corners from doing it. And I said to my kids, I went, he should be playing. He should be starting. I'd give him a go.
Starting.
He's wanting to actually play, and you can see it in his face because he's not playing enough. Yeah. As a footballer, you don't play, you get fed up, and you think, "Oh, they don't want me now." But you put him on and give him a game.
Yeah.
And it's like, "Oh yeah, come on, let's go. I'm getting on the team again now."
Yeah, it's not really. I mean, it's not really.
There's no like even transfer news or anything, is there? Like rumours or anything.
No, I mean this is the problem. Yeah.
So I don't know what he's going to do, or is he going to bring any more in?
Might be that he has to trim a bit of fat. You know, players that are not necessarily playing, that he might have to trim the fat and
loan out and stuff like that.
Yeah, get some loan, get some of the wages off the wage bill, to then enable them to maybe sign one or two like quality players that are going to have an impact in the starting 11.
It's like that Dejan Brown. I don't know if he's playing him to loan him out or sell him or what. I don't know.
I mean, ultimately, that comes down to the board. I mean, and there's very little Warne
he says
can
this
do.
Thing is, though, he said there's funds. He does say that there is funds there to buy.
Yeah.
But I'm not being funny. You're 19th of the league. Who you were going to attract with a fucking manager like that?
Well, I mean, yeah. No, if you're playing crap football, yeah, it's not. You're not looking at it and going, "Oh, I fancy signing for Derby. I quite fancy a relegation battle."
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's a nice feeling when you come out of the relegation battle, but at this time in the year, in January, especially in the market now, it's nearly closing. 2 weeks, it's closing.
Yeah.
And he's leaving. He's only signed one player. It's not good enough. One, you listening? It's not good enough.
It's not him though. He don't sign them. You need to look at your chairman and your sporting directors. If you have, I don't even know if you have a sporting director.
I don't even know who they are, to be honest, because they change it all the time. The staff's always changing.
I mean, ultimately, it comes down to the owner. So it's down to him. If the people that he's got running the football side of things, if they're not, identifying
not
and bringing
pulling their weight,
then I don't know. Yeah,
it's weird.
I don't know the answers for it. I don't know the answers for it, mate. You just have to hope that the form turns itself around, and you can start picking up some points.
I hope so, mate, because it's frustrating to watch. Like, I pay 30 quid to go and watch it, and saw 0 goals, only for the opposite side. Good goals,
but what else could you do with 30 quid on a Saturday afternoon?
Well, yes, there is that. There is that. Saying that, I'd rather go and watch them than go on to the pub. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Before we finish up talking about Derby, we'll talk about another club that's in the Derby area that you've been visiting relatively often in Mickleover. Yeah. So we'll give them a little shout out. So if any Derby County fans watch this and you're a bit pissed off with the football and you're not quite enjoying it, get yourself up to Mickleover.
Yeah, get yourself Donham Arena on Station Road.
Arena. Yeah, it's a great little club. And so, if you're bored with Championship football and getting hammered every week, go and watch some good quality non-league football. You can get yourself a pie, or even go up the road. Go up the road to Ilkeston. We went to their ground, and that was a nice little ground.
That was really nice
bit of food. We had a nice bit of scran.
And if you do want to see Ilkeston and Mickleover's grounds, go and watch the vlogs on our YouTube channel.
Yes, and also while you're here, I'll do my part as host. Please do make sure that if you are here and you do watch this back, or if you're watching it on Twitch or wherever you rewatch it or whatever,
or drop us a sub on Spotify.
Yeah, or drop us a sub, because we really appreciate any support that we can get when it's in terms of making this podcast what it is. We really appreciate the people that already do interact with the show across all our social platforms. But we really, 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 really want to grow the YouTube, and it'll make my absolute year once we break through that 100 subs barrier. Once I see 3 figures in there, I'm going to be happy. So yes, if anyone that does see this or watches back, once we've shared it and do whatever we do with it, please make sure that you drop a sub. It costs you absolutely nothing to click that little button, but it means the world to us that make this what it is.
And also, we have made a Twitch channel, which you can watch this live if you did want to, which is Talk Football Podcast on Twitch. So head over. It is in the link tree anyway. Yeah. So head over to there and follow it if you want to watch it live, that is. If not, you'll catch them all on the Spotify's, Apple Music, and like Hodge said, on the YouTube channel as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So the new episodes, so I did an episode, we did an episode before this with Stacey from the National Grassroots Show. So that's now already up and available on YouTube, and it'll be up and available on the audio options within 24 hours as well. Yeah. So yeah, please make sure that you give that a listen if you like that. If you shove it on when you're going to work in the morning, in your whether you're traveling on a train or you're on a bus, or if you're on in your car, chuck us on. Listen to us rant about all different types. I mean, we cover football from non-league, Premier League, all sorts. And there's a little heads up from me personally on the 26th coming up, which is next Sunday. I'll be taking my family to film another matchday vlog. We're going to the Chelsea women versus Arsenal women at Stamford Bridge. I believe it's getting close to being a sellout. So I'm quite chuffed that we got the tickets as early as we did. So it's going to be a great crowd. It should make a very, very good match day vlog. So yeah, make sure you check those out.
Yes, and I'll be going to Mickleover again on the 28th of January for the, obviously on the YouTube channel, if you haven't seen it, it was a abandoned match. So it's the rearranged game for the Ashton United one. So I'll be going to that one, and I am going to try and go to some Derby women's ones as well, because it's at Dynamo Arena where Mickleover play, and it's literally 5 minutes from where I live. So I'm going to try and get some of them as well to see see what these women are like, and see if they see what. I've never seen Derby women's, so I've always only gone to watch the under-21s and the 18s and that. So never actually seen Derby women's.
Especially when you got the kids, it definitely. I think, especially if you could take Cara along, because it may well give her a little thing to think. Maybe I quite fancy having a go at football.
Well, to be fair, she was actually yesterday, because obviously she's not seen it since like McGoldrick was playing for Derby, so she was asking questions. Is Mendes Lang still there? I said, yeah, he's there. And she was asking, like, is McGoldrick still there? I said, no, he's gone now. And she was asking questions about who the players were, and she says, was that offside? I says, yeah, but it wasn't, because my dad rang me and told me that it wasn't offside.
Well, I'll tell you what, good luck trying to explain the offside rule, because I can't even work them all out anymore. It's just, and of course we don't have VAR in the Championship, so
there's that many rules now, isn't it? It's like arms, legs, fingers. Next it'll be hair strands.
Yeah, your eyelash was offside.
Yeah. I can't say teeth because you ain't got any. I'd say offside.
Well,
would be,
I'm still waiting for the old teeth to be fixed.
I had to get that in there. Sorry, mate. I'm
still whistling away at people. I think
it's the new Bevo, guys.
Yeah, people think I'm from like the House of Slytherin or something, because I'm always talking in snake tongue. But there. Well, come on, Mr. Host. Now you've got to do the end part of the show. I normally do this part. Now you've got to do it. So let's see if you can get it done in one.
Any more questions from yourself or anybody in the chat that wants to? No, nothing.
No. So you're gonna do the end part.
Right.
You've got to do the end part. You've got to do the socials, where people can find us. Don't forget the email address, because if you want to do that, if you can remember all that, and 3, 2, 1, and away you go.
Right, that's the end of season 5, episode 7 with the Derby County Catchup. If you want to catch us on any other socials, drop in the link in the bio, and you'll find everything there from your Spotify, Apple Music, Twitch, YouTube. Everything is in there. And also, before I go, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Mind my hands, I'm sorry, I can't do it properly like Hodge. Yeah, it's up there somewhere. There. Yes. So thanks for joining me, Hodge. Much appreciated.
There we go. You've hosted your first podcast for the podcast.
I have, yes. And it will be up on YouTube shortly.
I hope everyone likes what Adam's done with all this, because Adam is the full-time editor now on the pod. So I hope appreciates what he's done here with, like, you know, the backgrounds. We think it's a much nicer look, much to the expense of my wallet. Yeah,
I've paid nothing yet.
I feel it gives you guys a much better. And the reason why we're doing this live on Twitch and not on YouTube is because we can make the video look better once it goes onto YouTube. When we think that then gives you, as someone who, if you're just watching the videos casually rather than we can't catch them live on YouTube, I do, yeah, Retief, I believe it gives you a better viewing experience. And I'll tell you another thing that gives people a better viewing experience. This.
Yes.
My new plaques. And also, hopefully by the next time we do a next show, I should have the new Talk Football mural poster behind me as well, which would be nice.
Right, that's it then. That's the conclusion to episode 7.
You've had us waffling on for just over half an hour, and so we thank you.
And remember, the fan's voice. And this is what we are, fans.
Yes, we are football fans. We're not professionals. We're not.
No,
we're
definitely not
footballing experts. We know what we know about football, but what we do and what we love about football is that, in fact, you can give an opinion, and that's what football is with us fans. It's about us fans giving opinions on the game. So yes, feel free to share your opinions with us and come on the show.
Yes, come on the show, and also don't forget the email, talkfootballpdc@gmail.com. Send some questions in, anything you want, or if you want to come on the show, email us. I will be checking them because I don't think Hodge does. But yeah, I will be.
I do check the emails every now and then.
Right, that is the conclusion to episode 7 of the Derby County rant from me and Hodgie, and we'll see you on the next one.
We'll see you on the next one.